Hello, I'm Amara Jones, and today is Thursday, January 29th. Yep, scandals back tonight. This is caffeineTV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. The first number today is 2, as in the second day of Senate confirmation hearings for Loretta Lynch to be the next Attorney General of the United States. As we've spoken about here before, Lynch is currently the federal district attorney for the Eastern District of New York. That's basically Brooklyn and Long Island, where she's handled a string of high-profile cases, such as holding banks to account for the mortgage crisis, terrorist prosecutions, and police brutality cases, such as the high-profile Abner Lalima case in which he prosecuted the NYPD for violating his civil rights. Now, Lynch, who would be the first black woman to hold that job in her first day of hearings yesterday, endured hours of questioning, most of which centered on whether or not she would be different from Eric Holder in the job. Many GOP senators are unhappy with Holder's role in justifying many of the president's executive actions, specifically the one on immigration is the one that really gets their goat. And it got to the point where finally she just had to say her name. She said that she was Loretta Lynch, and that if she was going to be confirmed as Attorney General, that she would have to be Loretta Lynch because she was nobody else. Other highlights from the hearing include a question from Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who asked her the difference between gay marriage and polygamy, and she said because she'd never argued either of those before a court, that she'd have to read about it and get back to him. Well, it looks like she's headed for confirmation, but overall so far in the exchange between Loretta Lynch and the Senate Judiciary Committee, she's ahead. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that she's a Delta Sigma Theta. The next number up today is 50, as in 50%. Now, as we spoke about yesterday, in the high-profile case of domestic violence survivor Marissa Alexander, that's the proportion of all women who, when experiencing domestic violence, don't report it. And that's why the organization Ultraviolet has decided to run an ad on domestic violence during the Super Bowl this Sunday, spotlighting what they say is the league's failure to address the issue effectively. And the NFL is also running their own ad on domestic violence. Now, according to CBS News, there are over 100 cases of domestic violence in the league, aside from the high-profile Ray Rice case. And according to Ultraviolet, as they say in their ad, nearly half of those were not dealt with by the league. Now, we don't know what the league did behind closed doors on these cases because the deliberations are secret. But to be frank about it, if they had dealt with these cases more forthrightly and more consequentially, neither of these ads would be necessary in the first place. The last number of today is $265 billion, as in dollars. That's the size of the global beauty industry. And according to the Daily Mail today, there's a new beauty craze that you can really go to ground for. Yep, that's right. Snail facials are sweeping the globe. You lie back for an hour and they put snails on your face. They crawl around, secreting a powerful antioxidant from their mucus that's really supposed to do the trick. Now, snail facials began in the same country, Thailand, where the fish pedicure began, where the fish swim around and eat your calluses and your bunions. But now the snail facial is going global, driven by a French duo which experienced them in Thailand and now rolling it out in London and Paris and elsewhere, where it can cost, and Tokyo, where it can cost up to $200. Now, what's interesting is that they're now growing the snails themselves in France because it's going to be their business. And the reporter asked them whether or not they ever ate the snails, because you know they do that in France. And they said, no, it's too much like eating your own kids. Now, what's interesting is that the snail facial is supposed to be better than these beauty treatments that are hawked by other stars, such as Meaningful Beauty by Cindy Crawford. And we've all seen Britney Spears and those Proactive commercials way back when. Now, I wonder who they're going to get for these snail facial commercials. But what's interesting to me is that I've always wondered how Gabrielle Union and Halle Berry look the same after 25 years. Maybe this is their secret. So I'm about to wrap up this segment and go get my snail facial.